Imagine you're driving home late at night, the radio crackling with static, when suddenly a shadow darts across the road. You slam the brakes, heart pounding. This isn't just any shadow. It's the infamous hitchhiker no one dares to pick up. Tonight you'll find out why. Our story begins on a cold, foggy night in a small town where the streets are mostly empty and the only light comes from flickering street lamps. The main character, Jamie, a college student, is heading back from a late study session. Jamie is tired, distracted, and eager to get home. As Jamie drives down the deserted highway, the fog thickens, wrapping the world in a silvery haze. The tires hum softly against the wet asphalt, and the occasional drip of condensation from the trees creates a rhythm almost hypnotic in its steadiness. The glowing embers of distant house lights blur through the mist, casting eerie shadows that twist and flicker with every bend in the road. Suddenly, a figure appears on the roadside. A young woman, dressed in an old-fashioned white dress, stands with a thumb out, her face pale and eyes wide, almost pleading. Despite a gut feeling screaming to keep driving, Jamie slows and stops. The woman's presence seems to suck the warmth from the air, and the car's heater struggles to keep the chill at bay. The woman slides into the passenger seat silently, her presence chilling the air. Jamie tries to make conversation, but she only stares ahead, her fingers tapping nervously on her lap. The GPS starts glitching, the radio switches to static, and the headlights flicker erratically. Jamie's voice cracks as they exchange a few tentative words, but the woman remains distant, almost otherworldly. The car seems to move deeper into the fog, the familiar road signs disappearing one by one. The world outside becomes a blur of gray and shadow, unsettling in its emptiness. Jamie's unease grows, a knot tightening in the stomach as the fog thickens like a living thing, pressing against the windows and wrapping the car in silence. Then the woman finally speaks in a whisper. "Take me to the old bridge." Jamie's heart skips. The old bridge has been abandoned for decades, rumored to be the site of a tragic accident where a girl went missing. Despite the warning bells ringing in Jamie's mind, the car turns onto the narrow, cracked road leading to the bridge. The pavement is broken, overgrown with weeds and littered with the remnants of forgotten lives. The headlights catch glimpses of rusted guardrails and shattered glass, relics of a past long buried. As they approach, the woman suddenly points ahead, her voice trembling. "Stop here. This is where it happened." Jamie pulls over, the engine idling, the car's interior feeling impossibly cold despite the heater's futile effort. The woman opens the door and steps out, disappearing instantly into the fog, as if swallowed by the night itself. Jamie sits frozen, staring at the rusted rails of the bridge, the silence pressing down like a heavy blanket. The only sound is the faint hum of the idling engine and the distant mournful whisper of the wind through the broken timbers. Suddenly Jamie's gaze drops to the passenger seat. There, lying on the worn fabric where the woman had been sitting moments ago, is a small, dusty bouquet of lilies. Their petals are wilted yet strangely pristine, untouched by time or decay. The dress, the eerie silence, the sudden disappearance. It wasn't a hitchhiker at all. It was a ghost trapped between worlds, forever replaying her final ride. Jamie's hands tremble, the night suddenly feeling colder, the weight of the unseen pressing in from all sides. The car door slams shut on its own, and the radio crackles one last time, broadcasting a haunting voice repeating, "Don't stop for strangers." The moral of the story? Some urban legends aren't just stories. They're warnings. And some rides home are better left alone. But the night doesn't end there. Jamie sits in the stillness, trying to steady the breath and calm the racing heart. The fog outside thickens, curling against the windows like ghostly fingers. After a moment, Jamie reaches out to touch the lilies, but the bouquet vanishes like smoke, leaving only a faint scent of lavender and old memories. The engine sputters and dies, plunging the car into darkness. Panic rises, but the headlights flicker back on, illuminating the path ahead. Jamie glances up and notices something new, a faint glow emanating from the far end of the bridge. Curious yet terrified, Jamie steps out, the cold biting through the coat. As Jamie walks toward the glow, the broken boards creak beneath each step. The mist parts slightly, revealing the outline of a small, crumpled figure lying near the water's edge. It looks like a girl in the same white dress, her hair tangled and wet. Jamie's heart hammers in the chest. As the figure slowly lifts its head, eyes meeting Jamie's, a tear traces a path down a pale cheek. "Help me." The voice is barely audible, carried on the wind. Jamie reaches out, but the girl fades like a mirage, the bridge empty once more. Shaken, Jamie returns to the car, the radio now silent, the fog thinning as dawn begins to break. The first rays of sunlight pierce the gray veil, and the chill in the air slowly lifts. Jamie starts the engine, the car humming steadily, and drives away from the old bridge, the haunting experience etched forever in memory. Days later, Jamie researches the bridge and the legends surrounding it. Decades ago, a young woman named Evelyn vanished without a trace on a foggy night, last seen hitchhiking home in a white dress. The town mourned her loss, and the bridge became a place whispered about in fear and sorrow. Jamie visits the local library, poring over old newspaper clippings and talking to town elders. Each story adds pieces to the puzzle. A tragic accident, an unsolved mystery, a spirit caught between life and death. Jamie learns that Evelyn's restless soul is said to appear to warn others, hoping to prevent more tragedies. Haunted but enlightened, Jamie vows never to ignore those gut feelings again. Sometimes the road is safer without strangers, and the night holds secrets that are best left undisturbed. From that night forward, Jamie carries a small charm, an old silver locket found among Evelyn's belongings in the archives. A reminder that some stories are real, and some ghosts aren't just tales told to scare children. They are warnings, echoes of pain, and perhaps calls for help from beyond the veil.